All right, so today we're going to get into something really profound. And yeah, kind of messy. We're talking about what happens after you've done that incredibly hard work of facing your own shadow. This is all about personal integration, the real alchemy that turns all that pain into actual power. So let's just start right there. Let's acknowledge the journey you're already on. You've done the work. You've actually looked at the parts of yourself that maybe you were told to hide or just ignore. And you know what? That takes some serious guts. You've sat with the really, really tough stuff. The anger, the grief, the fear, in their most raw, unfiltered forms. You didn't look away. And that, right there, is a huge act of honesty with yourself. And let's just be real for a second, okay? This whole thing isn't some one-and-done deal. It was hard, and honestly, it still is. Healing isn't some finish line you cross. It's a living, breathing process. But here's the thing. After you've been in that fire, and you haven't run away, something starts to change. It's subtle, but there's this unmistakable shift that starts happening inside you. And look, it's probably not going to be some big lightning bolt moment. It usually starts as a whisper, you know? Maybe it's just a little lightness in your chest when you choose to be honest instead of avoiding things. Or a new kind of clarity when you see your old patterns, but this time without beating yourself up. It's that quiet strength you feel when you finally say what's really true for you. These little shifts, they're the first signs of something much deeper going on. What's really happening here is what we call integration. So, what even is that? Okay, this is so important. Integration is not about getting rid of the so-called bad parts of you. It's actually this radical act of looking at everything, the shadow, the pain, the shame, and saying, yep, you're all part of me, and I'm choosing to be whole anyway. And it is so important to get this contrast. Real integration, it's messy. It's real. It is not that perfect, curated version of healing you see on Instagram. It's not glamorous, and it's definitely not fast. But you know what it is? It's the bridge. It's the bridge that takes you from just trying to survive to living in your own sovereignty. And as you start to integrate, something really powerful happens. You start to feel this deep sense of ownership. It's like your eyes are opened. You start to see, with this incredible clarity, the relationship patterns you've been stuck in over and over. You see the huge decisions you've been putting off, and you see all the little compromises you've been making that have been costing you pieces of yourself. Now this new awareness, it's the foundation for everything. But just being aware, that's not enough. The next phase is all about turning that insight into action. It's where you actually start to choose differently. And here's the first major change we see. The old you probably would have run from discomfort at any cost. But the integrated self, well, you start to understand that discomfort isn't a dead end. It's actually a doorway to growth. The other huge shift is in how you relate to your feelings. I mean, where you once might have tried to numb your emotions or just push them down, you now start to recognize them for what they are. They're not a weakness. They're a source of incredible information and power. And this really is the whole transformation in a nutshell. That part of you that learns to be small, to be quiet, to not take up too much space, it starts to uncurl. You actually begin to stretch into your full, authentic presence. So all of this work, all these shifts, they're building towards something. It's the ultimate outcome of this journey. The whole process is about moving from a life lived in survival mode to one of real, true personal sovereignty. So what does that actually look like? Well, it means you stop waiting around for someone else to give you permission to live your life. You let go of that desperate need for other people to finally get you. And you stop, once and for all, shrinking yourself down just to make other people feel comfortable. And this isn't just some idea in your head. It becomes an embodied reality. You literally feel this new power in your bones. You can hear the difference in the sound of your own voice. And you see it clear as day reflected back at you in the choices you make every single day. And from this deep, integrated place of power, a new kind of declaration starts to form. The first part is so simple, but it's everything. I am alive. Truly, fully, deeply alive. And then you recognize your own clarity.
You realize you're no longer sleepwalking through your own life. I am awake.
And finally, there's this feeling of readiness for whatever's next. And it's not coming from a place of fear, but from a place of solid, grounded strength. I am ready. And that's really the heart of it. Integration isn't about healing just so you can get back to your old life. No way. It's about transforming so profoundly that from this point on, you don't just continue, you rise. So I want to leave you with this question to just kind of carry with you. With this new clarity, this new sense of self that you're building, where do you want to show up differently in your life? And maybe even more importantly, what will it feel like when you do?